Oh my goodness. This doesn't look like a setup for Sinew backing. Not whatsoever. Where's the hot plate? Where's the table that has all these multiple bundles of little bitty sinew all over? Well, this is a style of sinew backing I would hazard to say that you, if you scour YouTube, have only seen once before, and it was done by me. I liken it to a very primitive style where we didn't have hot plates or really had, the space to in time to just set out all these little sinew bundles. What I do is I size the bow, and when I do it in this way, the JR wet method, but I don't claim this. I've also sinew backed short bows by having a glob of hide glue in my mouth. Oh yeah, you have to really, suffer for your art. Chewing on the sinew, getting it with your spit and hide glue. I promise I never sold a bow to any of you that was covered with spit, and then laid it down, like just a few strands at a time. What I do is size the bow, and I size it a little more than I would if I was doing it the standard. Lay it all out, hot plate, double boiler, even though you're not boiling it. Dip it in there, count to 20, and then lay it on, carefully. I liken this to a primitive method that doesn't use any heat. What I have is the remainder, and I wasn't even going to show you this, but I think you deserve full disclosure. I've already done this far, you can see. Just set up like this, no drop cloth, because it's a clean way to do it. I took my sinew bundle, big sinew bundle, and just put it in here. Don't push the red button until you push the green button, and I don't tell you that until after you push the red button. I take my hide glue, which is not the thickest in the world, out of my pot, 3 spoons, 1, 2, 3, of hide glue, and then 3 spoons of water, hot water, and put it in there. And this should not gel at room temperature. If it gets a little gooey, you want to push the envelope, just run this under hot water, or just store it under your arm. But that's it. I mean, how simple can it be? And plus, it's less materials. You could just go and sit underneath your favorite spruce tree with your baggie or your bin of hide glue mixture. Let's see here. And then you actually can have a lot of it in here and pull it out, clump at a time. Let me roll this down without disturbing like your pile of tendons, as long as you're very careful. And I just simply grab out a little glob here, a glob, full disclosure, and I'll straighten it as much as possible. Although on this bow I'm not really going all that crazy to do it, and I don't need this much, so I'm going to split it in half. Just break this in half, boom, boom, boom. Cajole it into like not having crossed fibers, because that's where you get the separations really. That looks good enough. And then just overlapping it. Let me see right there, just kind of push it down in place. And sinew is a wonderful thing. It looks not too great, when you first lay it on, but as it dries it becomes magically cool. How simple is this? No hot plate. I don't need to worry about drop cloths, because it might drop on this stool I have upside down, but that's it. Being careful. I don't want to put it on this side because there's a short fiber right here. I want to keep it on the inside. Kind of lay it right down there and press it right into place. Now I believe I'm not even going to go around that thing. I'm going to do it straight. Just kind of push it down right there. Oh yeah. Now when you do this, you can have more moisture, say, sitting on it than you would if you dipped it, wrung it out with a thicker glue mixture. This is a very thin glue mixture. It's going to be lighter than the standard style of sinew backing. More moisture in it. And so it's said that the natives used to take their bows after they sinew wrapped it and take cherry bark or some form of wrapping, wrap it tight, and it would squeeze out the excess moisture. I've seen this with this method. Never with the dip it, ring it with a thicker glue mixture, lay it on. I've never seen it ring through the wrappings. And so this might, I suspect, now at the end it's starting to get a little squirrely. I'm not just picking up bundles of fibers, but whatever, there's not that many to worry about. That this might have been more of the way that the natives did it than our modern methods that we use with the double boiler. Because you don't see a squishing out of moisture like it is said that happened on the native bows. Whereas when you do it this method, you do. You know, it doesn't need to be perfect. I've got some bumpy ends here just because I didn't trim the rough sinew. Now, an advantage of this, if you've ever stripped sinew, you've probably seen it where you dip it and you'll have a couple strands that aren't as saturated, aren't as like softened up, and there'll be hard things and they'll sit up. Well, I could have soaked my sinew in this gluey mixture for a day, you know, and so you're not going to see that. You're going to see soft and supple, just the way we like it. There are no hard fibers when you do it this way, which is nice. You know, take every advantage you can get. And look at, again, how simple is this? Doing the wet method, as I am doing now, I'm not going to claim it because I'm sure that it's been done in the past by the actual people that invented this technology, but I don't see it very often. It might be out of your comfort level, but seriously, how uncomfortable is this? I can sit here and watch, you know, YouTube videos. I have my 3-hour performance with my group tomorrow. A third of it, there's going to be 3 bouts. The first bout is going to be an acoustic set with just the guitar player and the accordion / keyboard player and myself. I wanted to come up with a cool part because I'm playing my acoustic violin, not my electric one. And I probably don't need that much. I'll put it on there anyway. Dance, Dance, Dance by the Steve Miller Band. That'll be a cool fiddle tune. So I can listen to that. I can listen to... Hard for me to do this and talk at the same time. Listen to our demo so I can fine-tune some of my parts. I can listen to Salty Cracker. His channel. Saltmeister. I could listen to Freaky Eaters and think about this 28-day only eating raw food, fruit and vegetable thing I'm on, which by the way I'm on day 7, and it's going really well. Funny thing is, you'd say, oh, you're only eating like fruit and vegetable, you're going to be hungry all the time. You know what? I don't have the urge that I had prior to this and to grab a box of Cheez-Its and kill the whole thing or just munch. It's like I eat my healthy food and I feel good. Gosh, in a week I've lost 5 pounds too. I can afford it. I went up to 203. As soon as I hit 185, I can start running again. I don't want to torture my old joints. Let me just put that right there. Kind of run it on that edge. And it doesn't look, at this point, you know, beautifully smooth. Sinew is like that. Now, because this is a little more loose, let's say, than the normal way, I'm not going to wrap it with, I am going to wrap it, but I'm not going to wrap it with my gauze for a couple hours, because it is looser, which means that the sinew, if I don't have even pressure as I'm wrapping it around, stands a chance of going sideways and all squirrely. So I'm going to let it set up. Now, it is winter, and hide glue is kind of a gel when it gets cold kind of a thing. So I actually could go outside. I could take the bowl into the garage. It's not below freezing, but it is quite a bit colder out there. And let it set up, let it get stiff, and then I'm going to do a thing on the side, because the last one I did right here started like right here and then started there, this way. I want to have a nice clean edge around there. So I'm going to take this. I've got extra sinew just to kind of, you know, monkey with. So I'm going to reinforce that, get that a little more even. This is fun. This is a nice craft project. Now, this is only the second time I use this method. I want you to think about this. Those who are watching this, I want you to think about this deeply. Now, you might think that sinew backing is out of your comfort level, but intuitively, just intuitively, you know that it's simple. Look at this. This is simple. It's almost foolproof as long as you overlap at each junction. If you size your bow, you're going to be successful. You would have to try really hard to, like, after it's dry, have a bow with a unusable sinew backing. This is simple. So I did this for you. I was going to do the standard way. I was going to take all my little bundles and lay them on a sheet of cardboard here, set up my double boiler. I said, if I can go out of my comfort level and do this wet method, you can sinew back your bow. Heck yeah. It'd have good results on the first time, I'm telling you. Yes, you can do it. So I figured I was going to go out of my comfort level a little bit, because intuitively, internally, in my mind, in my heart of hearts, I know that this is simple and I can do it. I don't know, my friends. I have a little bit more sinew left. I don't want to like use a spag. I'm going to rinse it out so I can reuse it. So maybe I'm going to sight down here and, oh, as if it's a thing. I've got like, the only thing left is this. I'm going to lay this, I'll put that right there. And I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to glue you to the bow mittens. Now, what I just did, taking a few fibers and just laying them where, you know, there's like a crevasse. You can do that too on your bow. You've got sinew back, you look at it and it's like, I've got a little depression there. I can put some more there. Just go back and you can even up your surface. Always overlapping. Sometimes going to one strand at a time. Now this bow, as it stands, it has like right here, because I laid some on here and in here, it's got like a little divot running down the center. After I let this set up, it's a point where I don't need to worry about it like wrapping around and then sliding the sinew out. After I get to that point, I can wrap it tight with gauze and then squish it down, roll a glass over it. That'll get rid of it. It'll smooth it out. It'll stick down all the ends. It'll be glass smooth. At this point, I might ask myself, do I want that? Do I want to eliminate the character of the sinew? Do I want it to dry and look like it was made 5,000 years ago? And so that is the only question. I did this. It was simple. It was frickin' foolproof. It was comfortable. It wasn't messy. Look at, I don't even need to vacuum the carpet. That was that. How many tendons did it take? Well, I had a box of a bunch of them, and I wound up using some of my short ones, some of my long ones, and so I can't really give you an even assessment. If I used long, nice tendons, it would be a different count than this. That is all. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your patronage. It turned out well. Yay!